Hello, my beautiful ladies from all over the world. I'm happy that you're tuning in today. Today, I want to talk with you about the cashew effect, how I call it. Yes, you will see why it's called the cashew effect. So, let me tell you a story. I was always quite bold and assertive and confident. Since I was a child, I think that was kind of like my personality that I was born with. But I always had a huge problem with specifically asking for what I want and communicating my needs. And because I did so, I often felt like my needs never get met, and it didn't feel safe to me to communicate my needs. And I thought nobody's interested in me and nobody wants to even get my needs met. And I often felt overlooked and just not getting what I truly desired. And then at some point I realized, Naomi, you think about what you want all the time, but you never tell people, you don't communicate it properly, and then you're wondering why you don't get what you want. And I was like, oh, does anybody else know the feeling where you think about it all the time? So for you, you think you also communicated it to the other person because it's so crystal clear to you. Anyone else? That was so me. And when I started to learn how to communicate my needs properly and felt more safe in my body to do so, because I was scared to do it because of the reaction of other people, the cashew effect came into my life. And it's quite funny because cashew nuts were always my favorite nuts when I grew up, and I was always told that these are the more expensive nuts, so you can not eat all of them all the time and buy them in bulks and buy a lot of them. But they were always my favorite nuts and I loved them, and I felt like I cannot get them as often as I want to because it's not safe to ask for it, because they're expensive and you cannot eat them all the time. So at some point I just accepted it and I bought them time to time, but not regularly and not as much as I would like to and I desired. And the funny thing is, when I started to learn and integrate feeling safe in my body and feeling safe to communicate my feelings and needs and desires to others, I got cashew nuts from everyone. The amount of people in 1 month who bought me or gifted me cashew nuts is insane. I felt like everywhere I go, people just give me cashew nuts. That's why I call it the cashew effect. Whatever I wanted, I didn't get because I didn't clearly communicate it. And when I did, people just were giving it to me an overwhelming amount. I was even feeling oh, this is a lot, and I can't eat all of this this fast that I'm getting it, but it just changed the way I see my desires and the way I see my needs, because people love to meet them and people love to give you what you want, but I have to give them a chance of knowing what exactly I want, and I have to be in a state where I'm able to receive it and where I feel safe to receive it and where I feel safe to communicate exactly what I want. And I also realized that I know exactly what I want, but people don't know. If I tell them I want cashew nuts, but I want organic cashew nuts, people don't know. So I get what I say I want. Let me tell this again. When you say you want cashew nuts, but you want organic cashew nuts, people don't know. Just because you know. So what I started to learn, and I'm still learning, is communicating exactly, directly, openly and vulnerable what I desire and what I would be happy to receive. So I give people the chance of even knowing what's on my heart. And I stop asking people me all the time, do you want this, do you want this, do you want this? Just make it easy for them to give you what you desire. So the thing is, when you start to learn how to communicate your needs, wants, and desires vulnerable and in a very direct, specific, kind, warm, and vulnerable way, people love to get your needs met, and people love to support you, and people have so much fun in giving to you what you desire, and you fully receiving it and being grateful for it, and just feeling so good makes them happy too. It provides you with a lot of pleasure, it provides you with a lot of happiness, but so does them. So does it provide to them a lot of pleasure, happiness, and joy, because they love to make you happy. And it is a skill. It is not that we are victims and we just don't get what we want, and we just happen to not be able to clearly say what we desire and ask for it. It is a skill because you feeling worthy of getting it, you being able to communicate it, and you being able to fully and completely receive it are things that you can work on, and you have the power. And this just gives you so much power back, where you felt like you were a victim and where you felt powerless and unable to get what you desire and to receive it. And then it just shows up all the time. The funny thing is, when I started to communicate my needs better, just people were seeing what I really like, and some people were just saying to me, I always saw you eating cashew nuts, so I just gave you cashew nuts. And before, I didn't eat cashew nuts all the time because I didn't feel worthy of eating them because they were more expensive, and I didn't allow myself and bought it for myself. But once I decided I'm worthy of eating those nuts because they're healthy and delicious and I really desire them, people saw me showing up with what I truly wanted and gave me more of it because they saw me giving it to myself first. And the funny thing is that some people now I meet, also from my family members, always when I visit them, they give me cashew nuts. They buy them for me, they put them in my bag before I leave. They just give it to me. Just because once I said that I love it, and when they gave it to me, I was so happy and grateful, because I genuinely was, and I genuinely am. And this is so cool, because this is not about cashew nuts. This is not a ad for cashew nuts, even though I truly love them. This is a thing for your whole life. That's why I call it the cashew effect. Once you allow you to have what you want, you give it to yourself, and you're able to communicate it to others, you receive fully, you show honest, deep gratitude, you see the magic happening in your life. And I love this. And just what happened with me with cashew nuts just motivated me so much to even develop, get further in it, communicate bigger and more desires, and just allow myself to receive it and be thankful for it and feel worthy of it. And because it was so cool, and it made me so excited that this is possible, and now it's just coming to me from everywhere. I wanted to hop on and share it with you. I hope this motivates you, inspires you, and opens your eyes. When you communicate clearly, specifically, vulnerably what you desire, people love to give it to you. And when you feel worthy of receiving it, and you receive it fully and appreciate it and feel deep gratitude, people love to give it to you over and over and over. and it will come from everywhere where you don't even have expected it. So yes, I hope you liked this video. If you like to get some private coaching with me and get further in this worthiness thing, like feeling more worthy, allowing yourself to receive more, communicating your needs, and raising your self-worth, you can book a one-on-one coaching session with me. The link is in the bio, or you can just write me an email. I would be so blessed and happy and thankful when we do this work together. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Have a great day. Just take this in. Allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to relax, and do this guilt-free. This is what I'm going to do today as well. I really enjoyed spending this time with you, and I wish you a beautiful soul, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day and or night whenever you're watching this. Yes, much love, Naomi. Bye bye. Like and subscribe.